Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm Kan Young-woo from the Korea Herald. Here are the top stories of the week. North Korea has 0 confirmed cases of COVID-19. That's according to WHO representative to North Korea, Edwin Salvador. During an interview with Radio Free Asia on Monday, the WHO official said 1,170 North Koreans had been tested for the virus as of July 9th, and every test came out negative. Salvador added that 610 North Koreans are in quarantine as of now, and all of them are workers from the seaport in Nampo or from places along the land border between the North Siniju and China's Dandong. Despite Pyongyang's claim that there are no cases of the virus, skeptics say the regime is not reporting the real numbers and that COVID-19 exists in the north. The Ministry of Environment has found small bugs in 7 of the 49 water purification facilities across the country that use activated carbon filtering systems. 2 of the facilities are in Incheon and the others are in Hwasong, Ulsan, Euryong, Gimhae, and Yangsan. The local authorities have replaced the contaminated filters and taken other emergency sanitation measures. The Environment Ministry has also launched inspections of all 435 regular water purification plants in the country. Earlier this month, there were hundreds of complaints from residents in the western port city of Incheon who reported finding larva-like organisms in their tap water. The tap water scare has now spread to other regions, including Seoul and Busan, with several citizens reporting similar encounters. South Korea has designated August 17th as a temporary national holiday, giving people a 3-day weekend next month. During Tuesday's cabinet meeting, President Moon Jae-in said the purpose of the extra holiday is to give a short but precious rest to people worn out from the COVID-19 pandemic. The government also took into account the fact that there are fewer holidays this year than last year, with major holidays like Memorial Day, June 6th, and Liberation Day, August 15th, falling on Saturdays. But with coronavirus concerns still in place, health authorities are urging citizens to continue to be careful, especially over the long weekend. We'll talk more about the extra holiday in a second. So August 17th, which is a Monday, has been designated as a temporary national holiday. We have our reporter Kim Hae-yeon in the studio for us today to tell us more about it. Hae-yeon, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Kan.
So we know that the purpose of the temporary national holiday is to give an extra day off, but at the same time, the government hopes it will provide a much needed boost for the ailing economy. What numbers are we looking at?
All right, so Kan, according to a Seoul-based think tank, the Hyundai Research Institute, the extra day off is expected to invigorate domestic markets and generate nearly 4.2 trillion won worth of economic effects. That's about $3.5 billion. About 28% of that will be spent on transportation, 23% on accommodation, and 14% on leisure and culture. The government did the same thing back in 2015 during the Middle East respiratory syndrome known as the MERS crisis, when it designated August 14th and May 6th the following year as temporary holidays to assist the economic recovery.
What are people saying about this extra day off?
It's interesting. So there's heated debate online about whether it will have positive results or not. Members of the public oppose the decision, criticize it for 2 main reasons. The first is that looking for economic benefits is dangerous at a time when people are willing to travel long distances despite the ongoing risk of COVID-19. That means, in other words, declaring a holiday to stimulate more spending means people will be moving around for vacations, increasing the chances of the virus spreading. Secondly, some of the online commenters argue that this holiday only considers benefits for salaried workers. People who are self-employed or who are paid hourly will either earn less or won't have a day off in the first place at all.
Wait, so no one likes having this day off?
Oh, Kan, so that's definitely not true. There are a lot of supportive comments online as well. The government's decision to allow time off for medical workers and citizens worn out from the prolonged fight against COVID-19 is also drawing words of support.
So I'm sure a lot of people will be enjoying having a day off next month. But the virus hasn't gone away, as we all know.
That's true.
So what are some safety precautions we should all follow?
All right, so for the safety precautions, the very bad news here is that the summer heat and humidity won't stop the virus. And worse, air conditioners and fans can carry infectious droplets even further. So if you are staying indoors, opening the windows from time to time can improve the ventilation. Second, wearing a mask is still a must, despite the soaring temperatures. The good news here is that the thinner anti-droplet masks, also known as the KFAD masks, is available at convenience stores across Korea. You can buy an unlimited number of them, so be sure to stock up if you're planning a long trip with families and friends. As a matter of fact, I brought here a KFAD mask with me. I bought it just today at the convenience store.
Okay.
Would you like to try them out?
Are you giving this to me? Can I have it?
Let me think about that for a while. Yes, you
For
may.
a while, we don't have much time.
All right, it's all yours.
Thank you.
Try this out.
I appreciate it. I actually brought my KF80 mask. This
80
is
mask.
KF80 and this is KF80, the number 80. At first glance, this one looks much thinner and it feels lighter too. So I'm going to put this on to see how it actually is.
Okay, so this is the new KFAD mask, anti-droplet mask. How does it fit? Okay, watch out.
This one is definitely easier to breathe in and out of this compared to my KF80 mask.
Okay.
And it's definitely much lighter, so I think it puts less pressure on my ears and my face too.
Interesting fact. All right.
And if I exaggerate a little bit, it feels as if I'm not wearing a mask. So this is how comfortable this is.
As if you're not wearing a mask.
That's not really true, but you know what I mean.
All right.
So at this point, I'm wondering how much is one of these?
So I bought 2 of these masks in a convenience store, and it cost about 1,800 won. So it's around $2.
1,800 won.
Right.
Now I'm a bit sad because to buy this, I had to pay 1,500 won. So this is like practically I could buy 2 of these for one of these.
That's true, almost 2 times.
So it looks like somebody's gonna be looking after this.
So as I've told you before, we have an unlimited number across the country, Korea. So you can buy it almost in any convenience store.
You mean there's no limit to how many one person can buy at one store?
Right.
Okay.
So you can buy all for your family if you're going on long trips this holiday.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely a must-have if you're planning to go somewhere or if you have to work in a very humid and hot offices or places, because this one is just really thick and hard to breathe in.
All right, and let me show you, just for a fun fact, I have here my cell phone, and I'm gonna turn on the flashlight and see how much light each mask penetrates through the cell phone.
So
and
you're
see
gonna
how light it is.
compare these two.
Right, the
Okay.
KF80 mask and the KFAD one.
All right.
Right?
Isn't the studio too bright for this?
Maybe it is. Do you want to turn the lights off for a while?
Let's do that.
We'll be right back. So now we're back with a very dark studio here at the Korea Herald. Let's compare the 2 masks.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put this cell phone at our desk.
So this is KF80 and this is KF80. What do you think?
It's definitely, we can see the light penetrate through with a very strong intensity for the KFAD mask.
Yeah, I can
definitely
tell,
much
like,
brighter, right?
By looking at this, just looking at it, you can see through the KF80, but you can definitely see less light through this KF80 mask. Well, that was an interesting way to actually check how thinner KF80 mask is.
Right, fun fact.
All right, let's turn back on the lights again. Well, Haeyeon, thank you again for your detailed report. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me again.
Since the coronavirus outbreak is still very much ongoing, we all should remember it's always better to be safe than sorry. That does it for us today. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.